Well, alright then. I was having camera problems. But should be okay now, I think. I hope. Finally. Yeah, I'm sorry. I had to like disconnect the OBS and the camera and it was cropped very weird. It's still cropped, but I don't know what's happening. So I will just leave it alone. But how's everybody doing? A lot of problems. I fixed the microphone, by the way, so I should not be as quiet ever. Um, but howdy, everybody. How are we doing? So I found out what the microphone problem was, and I fixed that before the live stream. And I was like, oh yeah, cool, I solved a problem. Then I'm like, I'm gonna go drink some chocolate milk. And then this looks really blurry too though. It's too bright. And so I didn't have the camera connected. And then of course that had its own problems. So I'm gonna move this up here. So how's everybody doing? Let's see. How can I do this? Oh. About to blow a bulb. Great. I blew a light bulb. Everything is going wrong. There we go. All right, I'm just gonna stop touching stuff. Matters to a hot dog. Subject. All right. Bless. I did see your text, by the way. So I'll respond to that. All right. So hello, Josh. Hello, Donnie. Laser Ghost Knives. Henry. Howdy. Maddie. Hello. Stevie. Hello. Oh yeah. Thanks for throwing the link in there, by the way. Cocoa lace with brandy. I wish. Brandy, I hardly know her. Jesse, what's up? Adventure 50, hello. Cliff, howdy. I'm actually wearing my Kiss shirt today. I'm wearing my Kiss Meets the Fandom shirt, which is epic. I'm going to have to retire it soon because it's starting to crack and stuff, but it still looks pretty good for now. Is that better? That's better. So what's new is I think I can do, I'll end up doing the shared display thing. That way you guys can see what I'm looking at. Let's see. I'll go here. Is that the Kickstarter? Open that. Okay. All right. Oh no. H2O. All right. I tried that link with little luck for getting it done. Is there an easier way to get it onto Mallery? What link are we talking about? Hello, One Moon? What do you mean by that, Henry? Like, luck with what? All right, I'm going to share this, and then I'm not going to be able to see the chat for a moment. So, is it window? Maybe not. Let's see. I finally made it to one. Well, hello. Thanks for joining. This is still really dark. Whoa. Okay. Anyways, let's do... We'll just go with display capture. I think that's right. Here is the H2O. So if you click the link Stevie posted earlier, I'll probably pin it. That way people can find it. Is it showing that it is not showing? Oh, maybe if I do this. Okay, there we go. All right, so if you click the link that Stevie posted, I'm not sure. I'm not tech savvy. I didn't click that link, so I'll have to check because I have to log in. But this is the H2O. This is just the pre-launch page, and there we go. And anyways, it says launching soon. The H2O is a refined version of my Hadros model, which we all know. 20 CV blade steel, 4 1/4 handle, titanium parts, stainless hardware. So this is a stainless steel pivot, which is fine. I thought it would be titanium. That's okay, I guess. I mean, it doesn't really bother me none, but it looks good. So that's all I care about. I still might want to change the pocket clip from this one because I'm not a fan of that. Like, ergonomically, it's not a problem, but like for Timascus, I don't know if that's going to look good. Another thing is I widen the blade a little bit, and it's going to be a stonewashed blade. So anyways, this is all the stuff, blah, blah, blah. Base price is $175. An early bird, there will be an early bird pricing as well for one day, the first day only, which is pretty good stuff. So pretty excited. For the knife link on the screen, it's been posted. I don't know what you want me to do. You click it. You click that link. Are you sure you want to leave YouTube? You just say yes. Open a new tab. You know what I mean? But But yeah. And then I should have brought my iPad down here. But I'm going to have so we're going to have add-ons, right? January 4th is the launch date. Yes. So January 4th is less than 2 weeks from today. And see if this will show up nicely. That's not the picture I meant to click on at all. But we'll do it. Do it live. So I will have Timascus. Is that better? A little better. So there will have Timascus scales. DLC will also be an option. This is the knife expanded. Timascus backspacer and pocket clip as well. This will be a whole upgrade that you can have. Just the clip and the backspacer. Titanium scales. Natural G10 scales. DLC titanium scales. I know that one's harder to see, but... And yeah, and that's what the DLC looks like. Or, well, it's photoshopped. These are all photoshopped, by the way. I did all them on my iPad. $175 is the base price. Henry, on the Kickstarter, when it launches on January 4th, you add it, you know what I mean? You buy it on Kickstarter. And then if I reach the goal, then I'll say that, Kickstarter goes, okay, the goal was met. I get the money, and then I send it to the factory, and then, it's basically a pre-order. It's just a Kickstarter. So $175 is the base price. For the DLC, it's $185, I believe. Yeah, DLC everything on that one. So it's this configuration, just full DLC. DLC titanium, the hardware, the blade. And I've already verified with the factory all of the extra bits. So I can do everything that is on the Kickstarter. So there's no concerns with any configuration that I'm doing. So the best way to describe it is like, instead of doing configurations, I just do the base model and then the add-ons. That way you guys can build it how you want it. And if you want natural scales, then you can have natural scales. And then if you want titanium, you can get titanium, and so on and so on. So yeah. So wait for the 4th of January to get in. Yes, Henry. So basically what's happening now for the Kickstarter is I'm just promoting. I'm promoting the pre-order, right? So I'm promoting it. And then on the Kickstarter, you can go and you can go and like you hit, notify me on the day of launch. So you won't miss the early bird special if you get in on the 4th of January, which is Sunday. And then so you can order one there for the early bird price. And then if you miss out on the first day, it goes to standard pricing. And then you can do, and then you buy it. And then if we make the launch, or if we make the goal price, then it's estimated 3 months to production, until production is completed. And then we go from there. So I'm very excited. What happened? I feel like it's too much light. But if I move it away, it's not enough. That's fine. How come I can't buy the knife now? Because it's on pre-order. So I have it saved and then I'll be notified. Yes. So basically Kickstarter, they send you an email that says, hey, this project has launched. I think they send you an email. I've never done Kickstarter, so we're learning this together. So I'm new. Thanks, Stevie. Yeah, I think that's how Kickstarter works. They send out an email that says, hey, the project that you've saved or like the project you, whatever, has launched. Or maybe they notify you the day before. That way, since I have the early bird special, maybe maybe they send an email like a day early that says, hey, tomorrow the project launches. Don't miss out. So I honestly have no idea. I've never backed a project on Kickstarter, so I truly don't know how it works. Marbles, that's right. Can I use my Pizza Hut personal pan pizza coupon from 96? Why do you have a coupon from 96? Should try to sell it on eBay. With the price of inflation, you could probably own a Pizza Hut with that coupon. But I want an Oompa Loompa now. Yeah, you're welcome, Henry. Like I said, I really don't know, but I'm definitely not going to not be posting about it. So, and like Stevie said, you're gonna remember because it'll just get blasted everywhere. So I'll be posting it as much places as I can. I'll be posting it here, Instagram, of course, my Facebook group, uh, my Instagram private group, which I need to update or at least post something in there. And then I keep forgetting Discord is a thing. So thankfully Stevie has been uh posting in there for me. So, I always forget. I'm going to move my chat if I can. Oh, nice. Cool. Move my chat to the left side. Gareth, hello. Kevin, hello. I didn't say hello. Angelo, hello. Titanium Justin, howdy, sir. Howdy, sir. You gotta tell us before you move us over. I know. Because I've over here is my light and the microphone stand, and then the camera is in the dead center of the screen. So that's why on the lives, you'll see me if I'm looking kind of weird, it's because I'm trying to look through the past the camera. Have you contacted Steve Skiff to get on the drop point email yet? I have not. I don't know who Steve Skiff is, unless you mean the only Skiff in the knife, community that I know of is the maker and bearings person. But no, I'll have to contact him and see, because I don't really know what the drop point email is. I should have asked you that after the stream. This feels, it's blurry. I don't know why. Yeah, that's who I thought. What's the drop point email? I don't know what that is. This is a clip point. Just a little something to take the edge off. Homer, howdy. He has an email he sends out called the drop point that lists all the weekly drops and whatnot. Wow. Skiff is a busy dude. That's for sure. Jeez. Thank you, Stevie. um, yeah. What's the conversion rate of sexual favors to USD? I need a full-time mask age, so I need. I have $3. Do anything you like. So because this thing is like cropped, I don't like that's as far as I can zoom out. Isn't that action insane? Insane action? Stevie. This one has a super light detent. I'm not really a like I don't it's fine, but I will say the action is just incredible. And this was basically how it was like out of the box. For whatever reason, this one, I guess because it's hand satin, I don't know, but the detent gets a little weird if it's not lubed, you know? The action needs a straight jacket. Exactly. It's insane, man. It's crazy, man. And I've said it before, but the action on this one's way better, but because it's blasted, I don't really want to carry it. I mean, it's 20 CV, so it shouldn't be a problem, but it's just aesthetically. And because, you know, bead blasting is prone to rusting. I've never really had issues. I've had some with some fixies, but that are bead blasted, but not really with folders, I don't think. Not that I own a lot, but like CRKT does a lot of bead blasting. Not a fan of that. Another thing I want to change as well, this is T6 hardware. And for as big as these are, these should be T8 at the least. So Joseph, howdy. Go home. Yeah, I'm very stoked for these though. I really think they're fine as is, but with those little changes like the T8s, a different pocket clip, maybe that's still a big maybe. I don't know if they'll do it, but you know, we have obviously we have plenty of time. Um and they're not bad, they're just not aesthetically pleasing really, you know what I mean? So they're just little things, but it would make the knife just that much better, you know what I mean? T20s all around. I don't even know. I have a T10. Let's see. No, I don't know. Even the T10 doesn't look like it would be good. Not that you guys can see it, but good job, me. Could you imagine it'd be like, whoa, what is that? A T20? So then people get mad and be like, oh, it's T20s. What do you mean? What do you mean by that? So the YouTube shorts seem to be doing very well. I posted like a full-length video, you know, announcing uh like the details and stuff. And it got like I think like 200 views or 300 views maybe. Let's see. We got 150 views on the H2O Kickstarter video, right? So 150 views. That was a 3-minute video, okay? The two shorts I posted today and yesterday are already over 1,000 views. So attention span is definitely something to notify or to be mindful of. Ugh. Not that, you know, you shouldn't really look at numbers like that, but what drives me crazy is on Instagram is I get like, you know, maybe like 1,000 views, right? Just an example, 1,000 views on Instagram and 100 likes. That's 10%. Quick math, right? 10% of people. So that means people look at it and just go, oh, don't care. It's like, at least like it, please. I know you see it. I get the thing that tells me, hey, 1,000 people saw it. And if you go into further details, it tells you how many of those people are followers and how many are non-followers, which is like 2%. So and then earlier on Maddie's stream, they were talking about, I think it was likes and like dislikes. You can't see dislikes anymore. You can. If you go into YouTube Studio, you can see if you get dislikes. And I get dislikes. which is great. I don't mind it, because any kind of engagement is better than no engagement, right? So if somebody dislikes it, it's still going to push the content, but it tells you like, oh, 95% of likes. So it's like, okay, so I know there's at least 2 dislikes. Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. I will say though, on the Kickstarter, it seemed we got at least more followers, which is good. I went from 63 today, I think, to 77 or 75 or something like that. So it's getting some traction, and that's what I really care about, because there is a goal to be met on this knife. And uh so I am still a bit weary, but I need to be on the more positive side for or the confident side of this. It's a bit off center. Get my T20 out. Yeah. Kyle, hello. I see the odd couple fighting. Oh. Yeah, I'm letting them deal with that. The mods can handle that one. I was looking through my Fusion files, and the last time I had edited this one was in April of this year. Crazy enough. You'll see all the scratches I'm putting on this thing. If it would focus, that would be great. Yeah. Bah humbug. Bah humbug. Dang. So, my twin texted me last night, and he was talking to me about this cigar lounge or shop, whatever you want to call it. that was like it's near where he works, and they sell William Henry knives in this cigar lounge. I was like, really? He's like, yeah. Because I thought they were only sold in the jewelry stores, you know? Do, 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 do. Everyone ready for Christmas? Sure. Santa gave me the week off, so pretty happy about that one. I have 15 Waffle Houses here, and still they are wild in their own way. I hope you mean Waffle House by WH, because that's what it is here. I don't know. No plans, so yeah. Yeah, I don't have plans yet, so I don't know what's happening. Oh, you have 15 William Henrys. Ah, thank you. Nice. Yeah, I thought you I thought you were like, yeah, we have 15 Waffle Houses that are all wild. I'm thinking, yeah, that's very true. I wouldn't mind a William Henry if it's tip up. I know he makes some, but I think a majority of them are tip down. They're nice, you know. Oh, well. La-di-da. Might as well be Waffle Houses then. So I guess last week or the week before when I was stamping all the little logo plates, I hit my finger with a sledgehammer and I had like this blood blister and it's still there like 2 weeks later. Ridiculous. Ridiculous. Ah, nice. Yeah, I still have this wild thing that my buddy wanted me to take pictures on. I want to post them, but I want him to post them first because I don't want to take away from his, you know, thing. But he might not see this again. Just saying, unless he's watching this, then he'll see it. But this thing is just a monster. So the stamping on this steel part, I only did like 2. I'll have to set up like a station or like a jig because the metal stamp is only, how big is it? It's not very big. And because the logo is so small, it's only 3/16 wide. It's hard to get flat. And so if I hit it and it's not flat, you know, you only get half the logo or just like the wings or whatever you want to call it, you know? So I'll have to get better at doing that, which is why I'm doing the aluminum tabs right now. So I can at least practice stamping, and I think I got it pretty good. I have like a little, I don't know what it is. It's like a rock. I don't think it's real rock, but it's like a rock. And maybe it's cement. It's like a cement base thing. But anyways, if I hit it good enough without cracking my hand or something, I can line it up and re-stamp it. So I was able to do that, but because I didn't want to keep delaying the fixed blades, I'm just gonna send them. They're already off the heat treat, and then when I get those back, I'll probably still do just the tabs. Because another thing too, though, is if I'm doing the grinds, especially if I'm doing hollows, if I do the logo like here, and I keep bringing the grinds up, it's gonna grind into the logo, and then that's about where I want my handles to be. So I don't really know yet. So I'll have to either design bevels that give me that, like the nice arch, so that way I can stamp the logo. But I don't know how high my grinds are going to be yet, so it's still just a whole thing. It is square, but the hard part is because it's a square, but the logo is a circle. So the hard part is to get it to where you feel it's flat, because it's easy to move it. And then also, like, if I'm holding it, I'll get to where, like, if I hesitate, I'll prepare for the hit, because I've hit myself a few times with this sledgehammer and it hurts like crazy. So if I do like a practice thing and then I go to hit it, I'll move, because I'm like preparing for the shock of the sledgehammer, versus if I just hit it and don't even think about it, I can get it pretty good. So it's easier that way. I might get a heavier sledgehammer, as crazy as that sounds. I have like a 5-pound right now. But yeah, that's where I stamped a couple of them, was under the scale. I think that's probably going to be the best place to do it. I mean, if nobody sees it, it's whatever. But I'll still put the little tags in there. That way, it's in the COA, of course. So people will know that it's Mallery made or whatever. I'm very excited though. I have 3 of them. I have 2 or 3 of them pre-ground. I don't remember now, but I have 2 or 3 pre-ground, and then the rest are just like stock, because I want to see if I like pre-grinding versus, grinding just from stock or whatever, post heat treat grinding. And yeah, and of course I'll be attempting hollows on all the little fixies. Stamp it under the scales. I was thinking of using a block of wood as a drill press chuck. That would probably work. They sell. So I bought my stamp from Stamp something. It's like they're a USA company. See if I can find everything. Stamp Inc. Steel Stamps Incorporated. And so that's their thing. Steel Stamps Incorporated. And they sell an actual, like, a jig for it. So you lay your metal on the thing, and I guess it's, dead square or dead flat. You put your stamp in there, do whatever, and then you punch it. So, I mean, if you have something is flat, then yeah, that should be easy enough to just put something else to hold the logo or the stamp over and do it. And the only thing I have that's I know is real flat is my granite plate. And I'm not smacking that thing because I paid too much to crack it. So, but yeah, I'm sure I mean, there's probably 50 different ways to do it. I just like the one that is the hardest apparently and hurts the most. This thing. Yeah, they're not crazy thin just cuz um I don't know if that Pro Cut is going to warp cuz I was talking to Shane and he said he's never done the pre-grinding, to see. So I made I made 6 knives but they're 3 models and then they're duplicates. So I have a couple pre-ground and then I have the same model standard, like just stock, whatever, flat. And then that way we can see if it warps or not. And then if it does, it's no big deal. I'll just know whether or not, to do that again. And there weren't they weren't crazy thin. They were probably, if anything, they're probably still relatively thick. I would say, what's that? I don't have calipers. I would say about that thick, like just standard blades. This is probably 0.10, 0.12 inches. So not like how most people do where it's like a dime. These were probably, like 2/4 or whatever. Really looking forward to seeing the fixie start trickling out. Any more thoughts into sheets? So I was talking to somebody, and thank you, by the way. I was talking to somebody, and Reddick, what's up? Panarin Designs think the H2O needs a front flipper. Yeah, I don't like front flippers. I didn't do it on this one either. You know, just this. I don't like front flippers. I can do them. I don't like them. I could have done it though, where it went like this and then looked nice, but it would have been a bad front flipper. So, but I can do front flippers. I just don't like them. Bye, Neil. Sorry I didn't see you come in here unless you were just lurking about. But the sheaths, I was talking to somebody and they were like, "Hey dude, you can use my my sheath guy. And I'm like, oh, cool. But see, the thing is, and not that there's anything wrong with it, but I don't want to wait. Like, I have to send them out for heat treat, and then, which is fine, like, but then it's like, I don't want to have to send them out for leather work, or I don't want to send them out for Kydex work. So, because then it's just a lot of this waiting, paying, waiting. And I would rather just try to learn it myself with the Kydex. I don't want to learn leather. That's going to be way too tedious for me, because I want these things to be like gross. I want these things to be nice, Um, so I'm gonna love doing all like the grinding, because you can grind slow, especially since it's post heat treat. It's not gonna eat away as quick. I bought a bunch of new belts, so I have a lot of new belts. I have some crazy rough belts so that I could get the scale off. So I'm gonna enjoy just sitting there grinding, you know what I mean? Just taking time and doing that, making it look pretty. Doing the finishing work on handles, because then I can just sit there and take my time and just, sand it, make it look good. And then the dreaded Kydex. I haven't even bought the stuff to do Kydex. So the hardest part is going to be learning how to do retention. I've seen videos and stuff, but like, I want to have like the taco sheath. I don't want the 2-ply one. Because that takes up so much real estate. So like, this is a dervish knives scarab, and like, this thing is cool. It's little, it doesn't have a lot of retention. It's got enough, like, so the little dot goes into the cutout. Obviously I'm not doing that, but like, it's just a learning retention is going to be whatever. And I'm going to have my handles going in as well. Because people do the mistake of squaring them off. And it's like, thanks, Panner, and I appreciate you, man. And it's like, why would you do that? Because now you have just this hot spot. And even if you pinch up on it or do like a pinch grip, it's flat, and you have like a 90-degree that's going to cut into your... It's a nice step, but it's going to cut into your thing, versus if you do a pinch point, like on a kitchen knife, that's not going to be a hot spot, and you can get up there. You know what I mean? That's the main reason why I don't think my logo is going to work on the flats, because I want my handles to be right up there, chamfered nicely, or even, convex for pinch points. So then the only retention I'm going to have is going to be wherever the choil is, or like the first thing. So, Kyle, I got some grinder that, I don't even know the name of it. A Vevor. It's a Vevor. So it's just a Chinese grinder, but it's a variable grinder. I would have gone with like a Mallery. All their grinders didn't have motors, so you'd have to wait or buy one. And, I'm very impatient, so I didn't want to wait or buy a variable motor separate from the thing. So I just bought a Vevor. But it's a 2x72 at the least. So 2x72 variable. It came with its own what's that word called? The power supply that changes your voltage. So it came with that. Oh, I got a 2x72 motor. What's that thing called? I don't know why I want to say transformer. I don't think that's the right word. But anyways, it came with its own power source that takes 220 and changes it to 110. That way I can run it. So. Oh yeah, it is Transformer. Nice. Yeah, it's very. I mean, it was still like $1,200. Which I mean, it's still cheaper than the other options, but yeah, not bad. I can't complain yet. I will say I stripped 2 bolts like off the rip, so I can complain about that. But other than that, I haven't had any issues. So. Yeah, that's why I was like, for Ameribraid, like, no offense to Ameribraid, they're cool people, and I'm sure they would have worked with me as well. But like I said, if their grinders would have came with the motor, like if they weren't just out of stock, I probably would have just went with them, or even Broadbeck, But it was like out of stock, so you have to buy it separate. You have to go through some other company, and it's like I don't know enough about variable motors to know what's good. You know, there was a lot of things, and with the Vivor, it was just like we have everything, and I was like, all right, cool. I bought it from Walmart, so it was like I want to say, I don't remember how much. I did say 12. I think it was more than 12, but it was like 12. Yeah, I wouldn't have mind getting a Maribraid, but. Or Broadbeck. I know those guys are cool. I've spoke to them a few times, so. But yeah, it's good for what I need it for right now. Because I'm not on books. I don't have, I'm just starting out, so I can take all the time that I need to do whatever I need to get done. Um, you know, as far as refinement goes, so I'm not worried about what I can and can't do yet. I never heard of Taurus CNC. So what are y'all carrying today? I carried the hand satin H2O. I used to not be a fan of satin. I'm still not a fan, but I will say it's swaying me a little bit. It's good for pictures, it's real pretty, but scratch is super easy, and if it's harsh lighting like this, it's just super reflective. So like for darker lighting or whatever, this is better because it shows the bevel better. But I like this one. Spoker Atlas Plus. Nice. Nice, mate. Why do I feel like... My, whatever, 2x72 Vivor, dude, it can go ridiculously slow to where the motor is going, but the belt, because there's no, I guess, traction, it's like it'll start like bogging almost because it's not enough. They can go relatively slow though. But I don't know I haven't put that thing over like whatever. I don't know how it gauges because it's not like RPMs. You could probably change it. I don't know how. But let's say it's like 30-40%. I haven't put that thing over 40% because it goes crazy fast. And um I'm comfortable at like 40 because it's really fast. It grinds really well. Um but maybe one day I'll kick it. Maybe with the rougher stuff or like, the post heat treat stuff, I'll have to kick it up. But until then, I don't know. I'm pretty comfortable at going up to 40. That seems to be like my safe speed. And 26 is where I stay out a lot, or like 30 for when I'm refining things. That way I can control it. There's no like bouncing. I'm not jittering or anything like that. So that thing eats pretty quickly. And plus I got these new belts that are like 36 grit ceramics, and they're going to chew through any kind of metal like crazy. Oh, for $200? Yeah, I would buy that anyways. DLC is going to look sick. Yeah, man. I'm so stoked. And I'll be honest with you guys, like, if everything goes well, um and all the scheduling goes as planned, I'll have some for Blade Show, and I'll probably do like, I probably won't sell them like they're going to be on Kickstarter, like where you buy the accents. I'll probably do it like, I don't know. Maybe. It depends on how many like kits and stuff I have to buy after everything's all confirmed. Because I might just start doing like where I just do, okay, I'm dropping a batch of 5 with the Timascus, or maybe I'll do some writ dyeing and do the G10 a couple different colors and blah 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 blah. You know what I mean? Cuz I don't want to have like, okay, you have 10 extra Timascus kits, or whatever the number is. And then people just like, oh yeah, just add it to the thing. Like, I need some of those. I don't know. I don't really know. I'm sure that's not going to be the case. I'm sure it'll just be like, yeah, let me get a kit. Like, all right, cool. And then maybe I can just hold off like a set for customer service or repairs, or, you know, QC issues. You know how it goes. I'm dreading doing sheaths so much. And then you gotta buy these little rivets. I have a heat gun. I just bought a heat gun, you know, because um I'm not gonna be putting it in the oven, I'll tell you that. Unless I buy a little one. Um I don't know. I might just pay somebody to do sheaths because I really can't be bothered. But then like if they don't do it right and there's like a super bad retention, I'm gonna be like, well, this was pointless. You know, I could have done that. So we'll see. Maybe I'll do it to where like this screw or this rivet controls tension. So like you can tighten it or, um, you know, like loosen it. Maybe that's a thing, right? People do that. So maybe I'll do that. Because if I'm doing handles that are kind of, then the retention might not be that great. I don't know. I'll find out. It'll just be a trial and error thing. I want to make one of these little things. Not a dervish, but I like this little scalpel idea. It's such a cool little thing. And the width of this pocket clip makes it very ergonomic. I have a little Jake Hoback, or Jake McCoy. Sorry, Jake. I have a custom Jake McCoy little hawkbill, but that stays in my shop. That way I can cut stuff. I do have this little thing. This is a, what is it? AG Russell. Tiny little fixed blade. It's like 8 CR. It is not ergonomic in any way, shape, or form. But it's cool looking. It's got this interesting, you know, molded sheath, which actually works very well. Excuse me. Did y'all see the sheaths that Keybar Mike is making for his little fixies? Mike Taylor. So I don't know the name of his fixie, but he has this new sheath where it's got along the edge, which is a drop point. So along the edge, it has like a little retention piece, but it's sandwiched in between the kydex. So like when you slide it in, it snaps this little retention bar. And then the way you undo it is I think you push it down. Like when you go to grab it, I think it's like an instinctive thing. It moves it and then it comes out. So I don't know how it works. He showed a video of it, but it looked more confusing when he showed it, how it worked. Because then in the video it looked like, okay, well if I push this down and this is the blade, unless it's just that easy, it looks like you would cut yourself. So I don't know, but he's a smart man, so. Those sheaths look cool. Yeah, they're pretty innovative looking. I forgot what steel this is. goodness. Ugh. Sleepy. Yeah, they're interesting. What could have been? I think I know what happened on this one. And why this one didn't even go through Kickstarter. Maybe I'll leave that for another time, though. Another time. Oh, y'all want to see something? A little blast from the past. This is something I 3D printed in 2020. And the only reason I know that is because I found the thing on Instagram where it tells you the dates. So anyways, yeah. Pretty neat. It's a terrible, I mean, it's a nice print, but I mean, you know what I mean? Terrible action. And the blade's not sharpened at all. Fading fast. Yeah, I'm getting sleepy as well. Good night, Stevie. Thank you, man, for sharing the links and stuff like that. Good night. I love gold. I need to get back into 3D printing, but pretty neat. It was cool to find. It's like the same width as that one, almost. But definitely different scaling. One thing I never got right on 3D printing was the scaling. So some things turned out bigger than they should have been. Some things turned out smaller. Plus the PLAs react differently, so scaling was always difficult. Oh, goodness. Hot chocolate must be kicking in. Making me weepy. Oh, Maddie, by the way. You know those biscuits you were talking about? In a pan? Whatever. It's called, well, I don't know if it's the same, but I will say, I was talking to my dad about it, and he said that his granny would call it spoon bread. So, I don't know. But that's what he goes. I was describing it to him, and he goes, "Oh, my granny called it spoon bread." So maybe that's spoon bread and not biscuits. But I did have, because of our conversation, I did end up having Red Lobster biscuits with dinner today. So thank you for that. Red Lobster cheddar biscuits. Spoon bread. Yeah, I guess because after you bake it, you just dig it out with a spoon since it's not biscuits. I don't know. Oi, oi, oi. Swipe right. That's right. Gold. 24 karat gold right here. If you guys want to buy it, let me know. Big plates of 24 karat gold. Don't worry about these lines. Or all the cement glue around it. It's all supposed to be there. Merry Christmas, everyone. And you can buy Red Lobster. Yeah, thanks, man. Donald. Yeah, I already bought some. I had some today with my dinner. And Merry Christmas to you as well. Thank you. $4. I'll take it. $50. Yeah, pretty neat. But ooh. Is that the hat? Hat makes a lot of people angry. I will say, this thing is hollow. Most people don't notice that. But these are not hollow. These are flats. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but it's kind of a thick blade. These are really sharp though. $50. These shaving sharp? Ooh. They are shaving sharp. Can confirm. I had a satin one of these, but I don't know what happened to it. I think I sold it at Plate Show. See, I can do front flippers. I just don't like them. I mean, they're all right. This one's pretty good. This one's pretty good too. But this one's not so good. This is not intended to be a front flipper, but people do it anyways. Oop. Ooh, oof. We'll say this thing is nice. All right. I don't really know what to say. So, do y'all have any questions for me before we skedaddle? Or what would y'all like to see? Maybe like what would y'all like to see on Instagram? So I know like what to post or what would be like a interactive thing to post about. Because that's what I'm having a hard time doing now. I don't want to keep posting the same pictures, even though they look really good. It's just not going to be interesting. And that's why today I posted the close-ups. Just because I thought that would be nice to see, like, the details of the stop pin or blade stops, you know, the logo, things like that. The jimping. If I smash an iron atom into a selenium atom, how many subatomic particles are released? What? An iron atom into a selenium atom, how many subatomic particles are released? 4. Is that right? If it's 4, I'm just smart. You know what I mean? Watch it be like 50 or something. Interesting. Iron atom. I was way off. If an iron atom and a selenium atom collide, the total number of all protons, neutrons, and electrons of both atoms, generally 222 subatomic particles. Wow. I was wrong, but I was fast. So no Instagram suggestions or questions about knives. Um Joe, howdy. I don't know if I said Joe or Joey, but Joe, howdy. If I said Joey, I'm sorry. What are 4 focus? Please leave all questions to Knives. But all right, I'll be ending it soon, I think. I know there's a bit of a delay between, it's like 30 seconds. I wish I could have it immediate. Like where there's no delay, so that you guys, that we're all on the same page when it comes to conversation. But I don't really know how to do that. I'm sure there's a way to not have delay, but are you sure you want to say that? I didn't change anything. Can I had H2O NAF now? Can I had? That's not a proper question. If you want to know if I cried during my hand tattoo, the answer is no, but I got pretty close. Gravity, magnetism. Me arms have water knife. Me arms have water knife. What? All right, I think we're all a little sleepy. All right, y'all. Thank y'all for joining the live. Sorry there wasn't anything exciting to talk about. H2O Kickstarter. I'll put the link in the description. And the launch is January 4th. It is 20 CV blade steel, 4 1/4 handle, titanium bolster lock, as you can tell. Yeah. Ceramic bearings and detent. I really can't wait. There will be an early bird special. $175 base price. Yes. Thank you, Maddie. Happy holidays, everybody. Merry Christmas. If you don't celebrate Christmas, you know, have a good rest of the week. Have a good rest of the new year. Or, you know, whatever. Have a good new year. You know what I'm trying to say. Be safe. Take care. I appreciate y'all. I'll see y'all later. Maddie, report to the principal's office. All right. Good night, mates. Thank y'all for stopping by.